In today's video, I'm taking on a really tough client. I don't normally take custom orders, but this one was a special request. She's asked for a cottage core update to her bedroom, and so we're gonna try to give it to her. And I'm using a product that is crazy wild color. I'm excited to see what comes of this one. Stay tuned.
I found this bed frame on my latest thrift store trip. I was on the hunt for a new dining room table, but I saw this one sitting in the corner and some of its decorative features, and it was on sale for $5, so I decided to pick it up and add it to my stash. Once we brought it home, I listed it among my available pieces, and I had a special client quickly snatch it up. She had some very special requests, and I hadn't done anything like this before, but I am up for the challenge. This bed frame is from the 1970s, and it definitely has that vintagey vibe to it. It's seen some better days, but it doesn't have any damage, just some failing finish, so I'm hoping to fix this up and give it plenty more years of life. We'll make it look like it's worth more than $5. First things first, I'll give it a good clean with some Simple Green, a good degreaser. This thing looks like it hasn't seen a cleaning rag in a very long time.
Clients requested a sanded down finish on this one, which is going to prove to be a little tricky with all the curves and the details that this bed frame has on it. But I'm going to start with my orbital sander with an 80 grit pad, and everything that's flat I'll use the orbital sander, and then anything that's curved or detailed I'm going to get into all the curves with my surf prep. This bed frame is really old, and it already has a failing finish on it. So you can see where the old finish is still intact on these places, and then all the rest has worn off over time where you see the lighter color wood. So this will be really easy to sand down, except for those details at the top. Those are going to be a little tricky, but the flat part will be pretty easy. If you still had all of this finish in place, you might have to strip this first, but my sander is going to go through this really nicely because it's not all there anymore.
Let's talk internet security. Today's video sponsor is Aura. Aura is a comprehensive internet solution to help protect you and your family from online threats. Whether you're browsing the web, shopping online, or using social media, Aura has you covered with advanced features and technology. Aura protects what's important in an all-in-one, easy-to-access app. Aura provides important identity theft protection, technology such as fraud protection, privacy assistance, which removes your name, phone number, and address from unwanted junk mail and robocalls, and my personal favorite, it offers protection on your kids' screen time to help block harmful content and websites, and it allows you to manage how much time your kids spend online. I can have peace of mind while they game on their personal devices. Aura monitors cyberbullying and online predator threats with alerts that are sent right to my phone as soon as they happen. My personal information is also protected as I'm traveling, if I have to log into an email or any of my banking accounts. And I even get alerts for any passwords that may have been changed or compromised. All of this safety and convenience offered in one easy-to-install app. I will especially have peace of mind this tax season as I get ready to file and enter my personal information like social security numbers on tax websites. Be sure to follow my link below to check out Aura's website and see how Aura can work for you. Once I finished all the flat surfaces with my orbital sander, I got out my 3x4 Surf Prep sander to get through all the edges and details.
I feel like I am just covered in sanding dust now. My Surf Prep sander did a really good job getting around all the corners and edges of this, but it's having a little bit of a hard time getting into these curves here. So I got out my contoured sanding pads, and what you do with these is they come in a pack of about 6. There's all different sizes in here, so there are some thicker ones and some smaller ones. You find the one that fits what you're trying to get into, wrap a piece of sandpaper around it, and go to work.
Now that I've removed all my sanding dust, I'll use some mineral spirits to reveal the wood's natural grain and to prepare the wood for stain. When you add mineral spirits to the bare wood, you can see pretty much what color you're going to get if you were just to add some poly coat over the top of this. And this is very red. It is not at all what the client is asking for. So I'm going to have to do a really good job in my pre-treatment of this to make sure none of this red bleeds through.
My client has requested a very particular stain color for this project, and I'm going to use 2 different things to achieve this look. The first part is going to be a whitewash stain, and the reason why I'm doing a stain and not a paint wash is because we want it more rustic versus natural. And with a stain, you get to see a lot of the wood grain still come through. With a paint wash, it's gonna hide a lot of the wood grain. So we want this beautiful wood grain on here to come through. I don't wanna hide that. So we're gonna start off with a whitewash stain product, and then we're gonna finish the staining with what's in this jar, which is a water-based colored stain. And the color is really bright. I'm excited to show you guys. But I'm thinking with the whitewash going down first, I'm going to neutralize some of the red tones that are in here and allow this true color to come through and yet see some of that wood grain still penetrating through.
So this product is a Varathane whitewash wood stain, and you just apply it just like you would any other stain to go in the direction of the wood. You let it sit for a few seconds on top and then you wipe it back. You can apply as many coats as you like to get the coverage that you're going for. But this is just the first step, and I'm just using this to help neutralize all the red.
But anyways, here we are today. This is dry. The whitewash stain has dried on this, and I don't love it. Obviously, it's not the best, but this isn't the finished look. We are doing one more thing to this. Per the client request, I don't even think you all are ready for what's in this can. So this is another stain. It's a colored wood finish. You ready? This is nuts. Oh, like that's crazy. This stuff's really cool though. It goes on super thin and it's just gonna leave like a tinge of color behind. I'm gonna use a rag and put this on in the direction of the wood, let it sit for like maybe 30 seconds and then wipe back any extra if there is any. And you all are gonna see how thin this goes on. So if you expected it to be like paint, it's just not. It's a stain, which is super cool. And then already having that whitewashed underneath it allows it to not fully penetrate into that wood completely. So it's not like super green. It just is just a light tinge, which is really gonna go with the bedroom set that's already in there really well. I made a run to the store while the first coat was drying and bought the staining sponge that really helps do this job quickly for me. I was tired of using a rag. A rag works fine, but this is faster. I'm gonna link these down below. You can get these on Amazon. I didn't have time for them to ship, but that's normally where I get them, and I'll get a pack of 4 so it lasts me a while, but somewhere along the way, I ran out. So I've let this dry for a little bit, and I think even though that color is crazy and totally threw me at first, the way it's drying is cool, and I hope it's coming across on camera because, so my client asked for cottage core, like she's really into cottage core decor, which I don't do a lot of, but it's cool and I know that it's trendy. And so how this is drying is it kind of looks like, you know, when something looks like it's about to grow moss and it has that little bit of a green tint to it. That's exactly what this is looking like. And so I think this is really going to fit the theme of her bedroom. I'm excited to continue with the second coat on this and see how it's going to dry.
These min-waxed water-based stains are very vibrant and they're also very user-friendly. Even though the pigments look really deep, you can see that it takes me a bit of layering to get the exact shade that I'm going for. Min-wax has over 200 exciting shades that come in these water-based stains, from chocolates to greens and reds and even pink, and they clean up easily with soap and water, which is so great. The color I'm using today is called Honeydew, and you can pick any of these colors up at Lowe's. I let my wood stain dry overnight to make sure I had the color that I was going for and didn't need to reapply once it was fully dry. I applied 2 thick coats of min-wax polyacrylic in a satin finish. One last look at our 1970s $5 bed frame before its cottagecore facelift, and here it is after. My very picky client was super satisfied with her new cottagecore themed bed. I tried to achieve that perfect blend of cozy and rustic. That special client just happens to be my daughter, and what can I say? She has high standards when it comes to her furniture tastes. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. A big thank you to my sponsor Aura this week. Be sure to follow my link below for more details. If you like my content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment down below, and let me know where you're tuning in from. I'll see you next time on Lemons to Lemonade Furniture.